Welcome back to the channel, everyone, as we continue our 31 days of Halloween. And today we're going to finally talk about the classic, the one that started it all, John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. This is the newest release in 4K from Scream Factory with those nice hardcover cases that these come in, just like, Halloween 2, 3, 4, and 5 that were recently came out from Scream Factory also have the same kind of case. These are fantastic. They are absolutely beautiful the way these look. There is the back. Now, this is a 3-disc set. Now, disc 1, we have the UHD. We have our 4K disc. New 2021 4K scan from the original camera negative approved by cinematographer Dean Kundry. We also have a new Dolby Atmos track, audio commentary with co-writer, director John Carpenter and actress Jamie Lee Curtis, audio commentary with Dean Kundry, editor Tommy Lee Wallace, and actor Nick Castle. Disc 2 is a Blu-ray. Now we have a new 2021 4K scan from the original camera negative, again by Dean Kundry. Now this is, again on Blu-ray. New Dolby Atmos track. Pretty much everything is the same. The only thing that's different is we have The Night She Came Home. That's what it is, The Night She Came Home. So I'm assuming it has something to do with Jamie Lee Curtis. TV version footage, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and radio spots. Disc 3 as well is a Blu-ray. There's an original color timing presentation, vintage interview with producer Mustafa Akkad, as well as Halloween A Cut Above the Rest, Halloween Unmasked 2000, Halloween the Extended Cut in HD, TV inserts are in standard definition, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and radio spots. Whew, that is a lot when it comes to this film. Now, on the inside, we have reversible artwork, just like I showed you with that Elvira set. But I already went ahead and I reversed it because this is the classic artwork. And like I said, if you're going to have the other artwork on the outside for the case, why not just go with this as we open up and get both covers? I like getting, that's the best option. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best option. And what do I think about this film? Because it's been a long time, long time in the make. I've waited. I wanted to talk about this film ever since I started this channel, but I waited and I waited until now. I was like, nope, it has to be in October. I started this channel last November. I'm like, I have to wait until October of next year. It has to be Halloween time to go ahead and talk about this. Now, I've heard some people talk about, Rob Zombie's Halloween, how they love the element of, his backstory as a child and everything that made him the way that he is. And again, like I talked about previously when I just did my review on that film, I do like that film a lot better now than I did when I originally saw it. But with this film, the way it begins with just, Michael, looking through the eyes of him in the mask. Not the Michael Myers mask that we know, the shape mask. But just, his regular Halloween costume as a child, grabbing a knife, making his way upstairs and killing his sister, killing Judith. And there's something about just the eeriness of him coming out of the house and his parents seeing him. It's just, you can't, it's a hard, I've always thought about, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to talk about this film and try to get my idea, my what I'm thinking about this film? How am I going to get that across? And with this one, it's less is more. This looks like, for the most part, this looks like a middle-class family, just like middle down, suburbia, basically, in 1978. And, them coming home, and, the well-dressed mom and dad coming home Halloween night, seeing their son just standing in the yard, and he's just murdered his sister. He's just completely lost it and murdered his sister. But never explaining why. Loomis goes on later on to say, that there's a blank stare. There was just nothing there. And to me, that's eerie because you're not seeing what set him off, what made him the way that he is. And to me, it could be anybody. Anybody could snap like that. Basically, that's almost like what John Carpenter is saying with this film. It doesn't need the backstory of, he grew up with a rough, childhood and, he was bullied at school. None of that. The scary idea is the fact of not knowing why he did this. And it resonates with me still, like, and that's why it's more powerful not knowing than what it is, to know why he is the way he is. And with atmosphere. Now, that is something that, why this film, see, being a kid, growing up, being born in the late 70s, growing up in the 80s, and seeing, those old, the Halloween costumes with, the vinyl mask and everything, some of those masks still look pretty darn good today, but some of them were kind of corny back in the day. I remember wearing like a Scrappy Doo one. Don't hurt me, people. I know, Scrappy Doo. He's resented amongst Scooby-Doo fans now, but I actually still have a picture of me dressed like Scrappy Doo when I was younger. Now, so you get the idea of what kind of costumes I'm talking about. And it was just something about that time and that atmosphere that this film, granted, we see films now that try to capture that old feel, that retro style. And some of them do succeed and do, look pretty darn good. But this film, it would not be as powerful how it is, in my opinion, if it was filmed any other time. There was just something about, it was the right time and the right place for this to be filmed. It had to be filmed in this place, in this time in the 70s, and really just throughout the 80s. And that's why I think it has such a following. And for people my age, why? And why even now, like, it's still, because retro is cool, basically, why it catches people's attention now. There's a way and a feel of how this film was made that just, you can't do it now. You can't capture that feel going down the street on Halloween night, especially nowadays. And like that vibe of just, these kids all in these kind of costumes, going down the street, trick-or-treating, and just having a blast. And this film is something that's always stuck with me when people ask me, why? Why do you like this film so much? There's not a lot of blood in this film. And, what, there's really, there is violence, but it's pretty tame compared to a lot of things. But it's that feel, and it's that atmosphere that really just captures the essence of that period. That's why I say, like, this film, it could not be made any other time period, and it can't have that look for any other period, because it had to be then. It had to be filmed with, here's the shape, here's Michael just standing around, these kids are all out trick-or-treating, and just the look with Jamie Lee Curtis when she runs across the street, after she's discovered Annie, and she runs across, trying to, get back in the house, and, Tommy and Lindsay are up, and then she's trying to get them, come down, unlock the door, and you just see Michael slowly, he's slowly making his way towards her across the street. But just, Carpenter caught lightning in a bottle. He has a lot of great films, but this one is just so perfect, because it doesn't need to have all the gore, all the super, ultra violence. It doesn't, to capture that essence of why this film works. He is just creepy. He is just evil. He is one of the best looking slashers. To me, he's the best. He's absolutely the best, because there's such a subtleness where the mask, everything, it hides everything underneath there. And it's amazing. And Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasance, is fantastic. Malcolm McDowell did a good job, but Donald Pleasance, he was the perfect actor for this role. When he talks, you feel it. Like, you feel that emotion. You feel like it bothers him, the fact that he couldn't help Michael. Like, he really honestly wanted to help Michael overcome everything and not be this killer. But just that opening scene with Loomis and the nurse, driving, basically, to the insane asylum where Michael is, locked up, the sanitarium, and that just the eeriness of just them pulling up in the rain with all the patients just outside the gate, just and them realize that something's not, what's going on here, and him just jumping on top of the car. It's shot so well. It's a great, between the opening with him, murdering his sister and setting the idea of, because he looks like a normal kid. He really does. When the parents find him, he looks like a normal kid. And then from there, for Loomis and the nurse, for this scene with Loomis and the nurse to pull up, and they're some of the best opening shots to a film that set such a pace that is just incredible. And like I said, the scenery for that time period, you can try to recreate it. And to some extent, you might be successful, but it's never going to be how it was filmed then. Like, it had to be then. It really did. And when you watch the film again, I hope everybody can kind of understand what I'm trying to say, because it's not easy to explain it. But get that idea of what I'm trying to say, that this film just has it. It just captures that feeling of that time, that innocence of kids just being able to go out and trick or treat and everything, and with these really cool kind of costumes back then, because that's really what they they were everywhere. You go to your your five and dime store, and find these. Go to your local drugstore and find these costumes, and it was such a great time period to go out for trick or treating and stuff like that. It was it was a lot of fun. It was innocent, and seeing this character come into this neighborhood, this basically quiet kind of neighborhood, and wreak havoc is just incredible. It's really, really good. And just the way he makes the presence, Nick Castle, the way he was able to portray Michael, and just the movement and the head tilt, everything is just spot on. It really is spot on. I don't have to go into too much about how this film ends. I mean, for anybody who hasn't seen this film, I don't think it's much of a spoiler. We already know what happens. Loomis comes in and saves Laurie Strode. He shoots Michael. Michael stumbles back over the balcony of the house, and when Loomis looks down, he is gone. Basically, that's where Halloween 2 picks up, with him looking down, seeing he's gone, and just picks up from there. And it's a film that, I'm very passionate about this film. And there's not a lot of films where I'm going to say I'm really, really passionate about, but this one I am, and I defend this film. Because it's just the way it was shot, and it's the way, and it's the atmosphere, and it just captures everything. It's absolute, to me, is a perfect slasher. It is 10 out of 10. I absolutely adore the original Halloween. Michael, he had different masks over the years, different iterations of the shape mask, not the, classic William Shatner mask that he had in the original. But he's just a great character, because unlike, and again, I like Jason and I like Freddy too, even though I haven't seen all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I like both those characters, but those series kind of went on and on to the point where finally, you're rooting for not that you're not really kind of sometimes rooting for the villain with Michael, but it became almost like there's jokes mixed in with those. Where Halloween, especially like this film and the second one, they stay serious. And even with 2018, they stay serious. They don't make light of it. They don't make it into, adding comedy into it with, how the kills happen and stuff. They keep it, and they make him a force to be reckoned with. And that's what I love. He is a monster through and through. And it never changes from that. He always keeps that same essence. Throughout this film, when he's stalking Lori, when he's stalking her friends, if you were a friend of hers, you're done. That's it. You're not getting out alive. And it's amazing. And Loomis talking to the sheriff, talking about, how when he met Michael, perfect dialogue. Absolutely perfect. Him explaining everything to the sheriff. Incredible. It's just an incredible film. And I love it that much. So, please, especially check out the Scream Factory release. This thing looks great. It's definitely a better release than the previous 4K. So definitely, Scream Factory does it once again, knocks it out of the park. So that concludes, once again, talking 31 Days of Halloween for this episode. And I will see you in another one. And we will be talking about Halloween 2, the sequel to this one. Down the line, I'm still waiting for that one to show up from Amazon. A little bit backed up getting that one from Amazon. But we will talk about that, in a future video. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance. And I will catch you in another episode. Take care.